In this video, I'm going to be explaining my entire beading business. Now, if you didn't know, when I was 13 years old, I started a beading business that made about $175 per hour, which, if you were to calculate 9 to 5 with that hourly rate, would end up being a $500,000 business. That was at the age of 13 when I had poor mental health and poor physical health, wasn't disciplined, and now I'm restarting it with all of my self-improvement knowledge and business knowledge. So in this video, I'm going to share everything I've learnt over the past few weeks of trying to restart this business. This will be a longer video, and I do have my notebook out again, so don't expect this to be high instant gratification, grabbing all of your attention every 2 seconds. So if you don't have good attention span, leave, because this is going to be a very long video. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that the story. When I was 13 years old, I started a beading business making little seashell necklaces with, I think it was like cooking string and a little shell, selling for 50 cents each. Just did this for some extra pocket money while we were on a trip. Did this, found it fun. I wanted to do something better. I wanted to do something more, provide more value to the customer. So what I chose to do was actually to create bracelets. Beaded bracelets that were adjustable. There's a special knot you could do. I ended up doing a ton of research, finding out how to do it, and taught myself how to make it, and I started making bracelets. Now, everyone because it was a family-run business, so all of the family were like, it's not going to make any money, it's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And I made like 10 of them, went out trying to sell them to people around one of the caravan parks that we happened to be staying at, and made $40. I sold them $4 each. They only cost like $1 to make, and I sold all of them. All of them. Within my first sale, I sold all of them. And then we went, this actually is a profitable business. Let's try and scale it up. So we started to make little seed bead bracelets, little tiny ones, with some, I think it was fishing line that was more like cord rather than actual plastic fishing line. And we'd use that, put all the bracelets on, tie it all up, voila. And we'd sell that. Wasn't very good quality, had little tassels hanging off, had different the sizing was sometimes wrong, the quality of the materials was all just plastic and rubbish, but we were only selling them for $4 each, and even with that we're making $175 per hour. And I mean, one of our best sales, we managed to sell like just over 100 of them in our one caravan park we're at, and we made $600 in one day. $600 in one day selling little tiny bracelets that we made on the weekends. That is incredible. So I've been trying for the last few months, which you might actually have realised, that to make side hustles, because yes, I'm starting my YouTube business and I want to provide as much value to you, the audience, as possible, but I also know that I do need some money to scale up and to be able to hire editors and to save me some more time so I can make more videos to help you out. To do this, I need money. So I decided I'd start a side hustle in my free time to try and make some money on top of this business. So this is the main business, this is the main thing that I want to do, which is YouTube. But, of course, I do need a side hustle to fund this, like a funding system. So I've tried to start a fire staff reselling business, because I've been interested in fire staff, I know how to purchase them, and I tried to resell them online. Flopped. Tried to start I think it was a logo business, like an esports logo business. So basically I would create up an AI image of like a skull skeleton that you'd see on most common esports things. Used to be big into that when I was not on self-improvement, but I thought people are still interested, plus I don't have to just do esports logos, I can do any logo, and I know how to get AI art, and I also know how to do editing pretty well. I'm a very good photo editor. So I was going to take this and I was going to edit like some little text onto it and give it to people and they could purchase it off of me. Flopped. Didn't work. But I also didn't put enough effort into it. So what I've decided to do now is restart the one business which I know will work, and that is the beading business. But I do know it'll require a ton more effort, and it's not 100% what I'm interested in, but it is still a business, and it is still for what I need it for. So anyway, that's the story of how I've got to where I am now. I'm here now, been on self-improvement for about a year, learned a ton about business, And yeah, I'm going to try and restart it all over again. So the way that the system works is there is 3 products. Now, if you have subscribed to my newsletter, which I'll mention more about later in the video, you would know all of the ins and outs of my beading business. Because I announced it on my video saying that I've got a newsletter and only people inside my newsletter will get access to all of the valuable information. So, I disclosed all of the prices, all of the suppliers, all of the beads, all of the materials, how much they cost, how much I make from each bracelet, the conversions rates, what I'm going to charge for it, where I'm going to sell it, how to start your own. I disclosed everything, including the actual formula for the whole beading business. I'm not going to disclose that in the video, but I will still give you a ton of information which will help. Alright. Got to remember to nose breathe. That's another thing. Just do that. Nose breathe. Anyway, so I feel like my voice isn't loud enough. So, the system for the beading business that makes everything work, the system, works like this. There's 3 products. There is a simple bracelet, which is just little seed bead ones. Technically now I'm ordering them online instead of actually making them, because it took like 10 minutes to make, and in short, the return on investment wasn't enough, especially when it comes to hourly rate. It's like $4 an hour. So, beading business, not beading business, the simple bracelets are $4, seed bead, pretty cheap to make, cost about 50 cents to make. Yeah. And the next one is premium bracelets, which are, just show you what I mean by premium bracelets. I've made a test one for myself. That is a premium bracelet. Right there. That's your premium bracelet. Now, technically, what I will be doing is I'll be adding more sterling silver instead of stainless steel into this. And I'm trying to put this back on now. But I'll be adding more sterling silver into it, which will be extremely helpful in increasing the value. I saw someone else who's like online bracelets that are similar to this. A similar pattern, similar design, similar stuff, except they use sterling silver. And the prices they were getting were insane. They were getting, I think, $150. So if you took that bracelet that I just showed you, replaced all of the silver with sterling silver, and possibly put a full solid sterling silver bead in the center, you get $150 for it, which is pretty good. And I'll show you more about that after. But so that's the system. You have two of them. The third one is a one-of-a-kind bracelet, which means I will put a ton of effort into one bracelet, which is a one-of-a-kind. There'll be no more like it. Now this one is a premium bracelet, and the difference between it is I'll be making more with that exact same pattern, that exact same design, with the same beads, with the same materials, and I'll make more of them to sell more of them. They are premium because they're not one of a kind. If they were one of a kind, they'd be one of a kind. So you have the simple ones, the premium ones would sell for a much higher rate, for like 100 plus. And then you have the one of a kinds, which sell for about the same as the premiums. The difference between premiums, one of a kinds, and simples is that the other two, the premium and one of a kinds, they are made with the most high quality material possible. If I can get solid gold, I'll get solid gold. But of course I don't have the budget for it right now. So that's the system, and the idea is also that I'll have an email grabbing system to get people's emails, and I'll use those emails to funnel them onto a second sort of, it's the same business, it's the same thing, it still is the beading business, but it's a second part to it. So it's no longer selling physical products, it's now selling digital, which would be courses. So I can funnel them onto courses, which allows me to work more on how a course business works, so I can get more experience with that, play around with it, and you can scale that one massively. So that's something I'm interested in. So that was all of that. I've already covered how I've started, so I've already done that. How I choose my prices. So that's something that's very important. How do I choose my prices? On average, you would get about 3 to 5 times whatever you spend. This is the average when it comes to a beading business. If you go to a market and you look at a bracelet someone's got, look at all the beads on it, possibly like take it, count how many, write them down in a notebook. Personally, I've done this. For example, I can take a bracelet that we saw at a market, had probably 12, 15 something beads on it. I took all the beads, looked at it, they were selling it for $5. Those were some sort of like pink wood beads. If you look them up online on AliExpress, they cost probably about $1 to $2 to actually order in, or $1 to $1.50 to order in, and they resell it for about 3 to 5 times on average every single time. So the return on investment is normally 3 to 5 times the cost. So that's the average. There is one thing that was useful, and that is with the simple bracelets, we happen to find the perfect amount. So when you look at the average, okay, you go 3 to 5 times. There's always a point very low, which is like the lowest you can possibly get as an ROI, and there's always the highest you can get on an ROI. The lowest, never knew what that was, but the highest we managed to find. So the highest point in the ROI is very risky, because if you go slightly above that point, you then make no sales and you make a loss. If you go below it, you don't get the highest point. The highest point was $8 for a 50 cents bracelet. 8 times. That is the highest point we found for simple bracelets. We managed to find the perfect amount. Remember to breathe. So, that is how I choose my prices. I just take the cost of the bracelet, 3 to 5 times it. Simple. Technically I could try 8, but I haven't actually experimented with more premium bracelets, and I haven't experimented with the conversions rates when it comes to that, so it's a lot different, so I need to test it out. We haven't made any sales yet, by the way, which I will be doing this. I was supposed to do it this last week, but I will be doing it this week, because I want to be able to make a few more premiums up, or one-of-a-kinds up, so that we have a good amount of them, because we have 0 premiums. The one on my wrist is my premium. I keep this one. Doesn't have any high quality stuff. The other ones, they are premiums, but we still can't push past that $100 mark without ordering in the sterling silver. So I've got to wait till July the 15th, I think. On June the 15th, I'll get the sterling silver, which will be useful. Alright, so now how did I choose my dream customer? That is important. You will want to know how I got my dream customer, what my dream customer is, so you can see for yourself what it looks like. And I'm sorry that I'm looking down every 2 seconds and not paying attention, but it's because I've left it somewhere and I can't find it. There, dream customers for the beading business. So my first dream customer is a male. The first dream customer is Dan. He is male, he is 26, he is a white Australian. He owns a business as his job. His income is $100,000 per year. I know it seems a lot, but it's a dream customer. So he likes suits, cars, jewelry, and watches. He dislikes jobs, basic jobs, not business. He dislikes jobs, like, an employee job. And he dislikes broccoli. I don't know why I put broccoli, but why not? The more information, the better, right? His bracelet of choice would be something that complements a suit and watch. He wants something that complements his suit, but also complements his watch that he wears. So if he wears a black suit with a silver watch, he might want a black and silver watch. If he wears a blue suit with a gold watch, he might want just a blue and black watch, or a blue and white watch to complement the suit. His colours would be black, silver, gemstone, high quality, and rare. So he wants to make sure it's high quality material. He wants to spend more money to get better quality, almost like he's buying jewelry. And his spending range on what he would spend on a bracelet would be $1 to $1,000. Now, the second dream customer is named Rose, female, 60 years old, white Australian, job, retired. So it's a retired elderly person. Income $40,000 per year. Likes jewelry and gifts and her grandkids. Dislikes video games. Doesn't like them at all. Bracelet of choice would be simple and colourful for the grandkids, and for her, she would like something gold but also very tiny, like a small little gold chain just for herself. She doesn't want anything big, and that's what I could imagine for Rose. Her spending range is $1 to $150. She doesn't want to spend too much. She wants to pick up gifts, not go out and buy them some amazing jewellery. So that is my two dream customers. You have Dan and you have Rose. The next thing is the products, which I will get out now. These were just made the other day. Two one-of-a-kind bracelets. Premium quality. You can see that there. These have glass beads, they have silver, they also have, I think, rhinestone or zirconia, and they're trying to match the theme of a watermelon, you know. One of a kinds, I guess you could call these. Technically they'd be one of a kinds. So those are two more bracelets that we've made up. I've also got my one here, which is made of tiger eye, it's made of glass, it's made of silver. All of them I want to have toggle loops, just because I think toggle loops are the best, and they should be on every bracelet. I also make sure that I add a charm, because charms seem to add more value to a product. They make them look a lot better. So definitely, if you're considering making a beading business, add charms. You'll thank me later. I didn't add charms to the watermelon ones just because it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't make any sense. So I didn't add charms to that. The time it takes to make these bracelets, if I put a ton of effort and I'm doing the premium, not the one-of-a-kind, so just these ones, so you might already have the design made up, because this is how you would make them. You would first pick a design. You would create a design, which I've got the pattern, I've got the beading pattern. Create a design, pick out all the beads you're going to use, and then you just line them all up on the table, make sure you get the sizing right, make sure you got all the calculations right, and then you just add all the beads on. First, you start off by using crimps, using your clasps, getting them all on, making sure it all fits in properly, so it's basically seamless. Then you add all the beads on, finish it off with the final little clasp and crimp, and voila. If you don't know what crimps are, they're just something that holds the string together. You need crimps, don't use knots. Unless, of course, it's elastic, but there's big problems with elastic that I've found. So the time it takes to make these bracelets, on average, would be like those two one-of-a-kind watermelon bracelets, right? Those other two, they took 2 hours to make. This one here, and I mean, let me just explain why they took 2 hours. The one reason that these took 2 hours, which they normally don't take this long, is because 1, we were trying to work out a design. 2, we were lacking in supplies, so it wasn't just, oh, grab the beads, put them on. It was, okay, we don't have enough beads, so how can we improvise to make this work? Because there wasn't enough beads for the center, otherwise they would all be the same length, but they're not the same length, some of them are smaller. So I had to make sure they matched, I had to make sure that the colours are right. You need to make sure the colours are right as well. You need to make sure that you have enough of the materials, like the clasps, like the crimps. You need to make sure you have all of the beads that you need, make sure your centerpieces line up, make sure you have the pattern decided, and once we did all of that, it had already been an hour. So it only took an hour to make both of them. It's about half an hour each. So a half an hour each, making both of these bracelets. And I had a little bit of help making them, but anyway, half an hour each making both of these bracelets. The biggest time consumer when it comes to making bracelets, when it comes to the beading business, is actually just the design. If I was to take this design right here, the one that's on my wrist, and I was to copy it, but do different beads. So I replaced the tiger eye with agate or onyx, and I replaced the glass ones with tiger eye, and then I continued to add sterling silver as well. It could take me anywhere between 10 minutes and half an hour on average. If I put all my work into it and I'm in a full flow state, 10 minutes easy. But it depends also on the crimps, because they're a nightmare. That's one of the biggest problems. But once we get the crimps down pat, once we get all the bracelets down pat, we should be able to get it to about 10 minutes. That's been 20 minutes. 10 minutes for the whole thing. So if it takes 10 minutes and you were to calculate how much that is per hour selling, because like you would sit there and go, okay, it's a crappy bracelet like this. It's not crappy, by the way, but this bracelet here, that one there, that's $50. This one here, the watermelon, that's also $50. So we just made, in 2 hours, $100 with creating a design, creating that. 2 hours, $100. So that's $50 an hour. It's still better than most people, but it's not too good. I'm after $100 an hour or above. If we replaced all of those silver things, which is what I want to do with all of these high quality premium and one of a kinds, you will replace the silver and the rhinestones with sterling silver and cubic zirconia. That's the whole idea. I'm not changing the design, not changing the pattern. I'm simply adding more value to the piece already by using higher value materials. Meaning, if I was to add all sterling silver to those bracelets, each of them would be worth $100 to $150 per bracelet. Meaning, we just made, within an hour, $200 to $300. So, that's insane. That's good. That's real good. And the fact is, if I'm able to make a bracelet in half an hour, say, and I can sell it for $150, I'm making $600 per hour. No, $300 per hour. $300 per hour. That's pretty good. So, the time it takes to make is between 10 minutes to a half an hour. It doesn't take too long, not too time consuming, but you do need to put a lot of focus and a lot of effort. It happens every video, man. Alright. I keep looking down way too much. I've got to pay more attention to you guys. 700 bracelets, simple bracelets, which is the little tiny seed bead ones, which is basically the smallest size you can get, made of glass or plastic, not high quality, normally just plastic, maybe just looks a little bit good. Mostly they're the kind of things you would see for like friendship bracelets or stuff that, elderly people buy for their grandkids and stuff. 700 of those bracelets equals $10,000 per month. If I can sell 700 of those bracelets per month, it's per month, right? Because it's 4 for each of them. Yeah, so if I can sell 700 per month, I can make $10,000 per month. I might need to recalculate that. It's either 700 per week or 700 per month. And that ends up equaling no, it actually would be, yeah. So 700 per month would equal $10,000 per month, which basically means divide that by 4. You're only selling like $250 per week. If you can sell 250 bracelets per week, which we were selling about that on average every time we went and sold, 250 bracelets per week, and we can end up making $10,000 per month. But that's only possible because of the funnels. Because if I was just doing simple bracelets, we'd make nowhere near. Because of the funnels, because of the one-time offers, because of upsells, which is a ton of good business stuff you should learn about, because of dream customer, because of value and leverage, I can make $10,000 per month with only 700 bracelets. Which, 700 times 4, because that's how much it costs for the simple ones, you'd make nowhere near. The hourly rate is $900. That's how much I get paid hourly if I'm selling it if I can make one of these premiums in 10 minutes, I can make $900 per hour. Where do I sell my products? That's something you'd definitely be interested in, and that is, where do I sell them? Well, I sell them in 2 places. I sell them, 1, locally at markets and at malls and other stuff. Any place I can really sell locally, where I can set up a stand and I can put all my bracelets on display and sell them, I'll sell them there. As well as selling them online. Sell them on eBay, Facebook, Gumtree, etc. And normally, I'm trying to only keep it within Australia, just because that's a lot more easier when it comes to shipping. but I may decide in the future to scale out to international, which would be really, really, really good, because I mean, some of you might be interested in them as well. The plan. My plan for my business. What is my plan? My plan is to make the first sales, to write down all the information, who bought them, who sold them, how old they were, like am I getting my dream customer, am I not getting my dream customer, how many of the OOAKs am I selling, which is one of a kinds, how many premiums am I selling, how many simples am I selling, how much conversion rate is, how much price is, how much product is, can I change it around a bit. I'll see how many emails I can get. I'll also ask the people who are interested, why did you purchase this product? Could you provide some feedback, etc. Getting as much information as possible from all of the people, because that allows me to actually increase my business and grow it. So I'm focused a lot on getting information from people. That's what I'm going to do. So the scalability of this is not as good as other business ideas, especially the one that I'm mostly focused on, but it can scale up to a $500,000 business, as I've already done. So if I'm able to make 10 grand per month, that's 100k per year, I could easily scale up to 500 grand per year. 500 grand per year business. That's the scalability. That's like the cap limit so far. But I'm not saying that it can't go beyond that. It possibly can go to 1 million, to 2 million, to 10 million. But the idea with scalability is I would want to take most of it online. I would want to add funnels. I would want to use ClickFunnels and promote it as much as possible so that I can get traffic to my website. So it'd be more like an online website actually making profit instead of being a local business that you can order online if you're interested. So by the end of this year, I should be able to scale it up to a full-on online business and local business, which would be really, really, really good. So it's expected so far to make $100,000 per year by the end of the year. So it's going to get up to that limit by the end of the year, just because it's not too hard to do. I've already done it before, and I know where I've got to go. I've seen the path to get there. I know how to follow it to get there. This is a whole different YouTube video, I just realised. This is a completely different YouTube video. I'm no longer trying to talk to you and go, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. I'm just speaking about what I've already done. I hope you find this valuable. The leverage. There is 3 variables, which is amount of products, product price, and conversion rates. That's the only 3 variables that I've seen so far. Product price can be increased infinitely when it comes to premium or OOKs, one of a kinds. Because if I was to put solid gold on every single bead with solid 24 karat gold, the value of the bead, of the bracelet, would go up. It would increase. If I added full gold necklace with, a full gemstone pendant coated in gold and blah, 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 it'd be worth thousands. The price would go up. So the price can be changed infinitely. No one's stopping me from changing it. The conversions rates can be increased infinitely. No one's stopping me from increasing them. I can get 200% profit. I can get 200% people ordering. It can just keep going up and up and up. But of course, as it goes up, it gets harder to go higher. So it gets harder as it goes. And amount of products can be increased as well. Meaning I can have 200 bracelets this week and 2,000 bracelets the next week. The amount of products can go up, which would of course increase the profit at the end of the year, the income, it would increase all of that. So 3 scalability things which can be leveled up infinitely, but of course as they go, they get harder. I'll quickly go through these ones. Value. The focus of the business is value. I'm not focused on money. Of course, I do actually want to make some money out of it, but my focus is providing value to the customer. The part I enjoy about the beading business is trying to put as much amount of value into the bracelet as possible. If I can add, like I said, 24 karat gold beads to it, I will add 24 karat gold beads to it, and I will increase the price accordingly. I want to provide more value. I know that some people won't purchase it, but I'm focused on making the best quality bracelets possible. It's like art. I want to make the best possible. The best. The most unique, the most one-of-a-kind, the most crazy, amazing, high-quality bracelets possible. A spiral bracelet of solid gold. That's what I'd be interested in. The how I manage the... I don't know why I wrote this down. It says how I manage this with everything else. Well, my routine's very strict, very scheduled. It's very locked in. Like, I make a YouTube video now. I've got to catch up for the one that I didn't do yesterday, or that I'm supposed to be doing today, because this is the one for yesterday. I've got to edit the one that for today, the second video. I've got to make thumbnails. I've got to, upload them. I've got to make titles. I've got to think about it. I've got to add descriptions. Got to add links. Got to make sure I'm doing all of this stuff so that I can actually get the best result. I've also, after I finish that, then got to do boxing, martial arts, more like hand conditioning, sword fighting, staff fighting, knife fighting, more hand-to-hand combat, so I'm more trained in self-defense because I'm interested in that. Focus on like flow state and other stuff because I'm very interested in that. And how do I manage to incorporate this business into my routine when I already have one business, a very strict routine with tons of things? I'm trying to basically increase all of my skills and run two businesses at the same time. How do I manage it? Very simple. You structure your routine and you follow your routine exactly how you're supposed to follow it. I make sure that I have all of the time that I'm supposed to have, and any free time I use to speed it up. Then I just adjust my routine accordingly to fit in the business. So at night time I'll be learning something, and in the afternoon I'll just cut down how much stuff I do towards martial arts. It doesn't take me 3, 4, 5 hours to do martial arts. I could do that within half an hour. Boxing within half an hour. All the other ones within half an hour. Now I have a few hours left that I can dedicate to making another bracelet. I only make like 1 or 2 per day of these premium, high quality, one-of-a-kinds. And that's enough, because if I make one high quality bracelet, sell it for $150. $150 a day, that's pretty good. And then if I have like more family members helping to make more, then I can make more within an hour, which is pretty good. So how I fit it in, I simply just adjust my schedule accordingly. It's pretty simple. The funnels. The funnels. The funnels for the business. Of course, if you don't know what funnels are, I'll do a brief cover, which is that funnels basically take a large audience of people, funnel them through, and they come out as either customers, or you just narrow down your audience. That's what happens. And funnels themselves are designed to increase conversions rates so you get the most customers out the bottom. Instead of just going, hey, you want to come and buy this bracelet here? I'd go, a marketing pitch, and, I've got this page, and, it's all structured, and all the colours are exactly how they're supposed to be, just to get the best results. So that's what I'll do with a funnel. And funnels can be in person, or they can be not in person. If it's online, it's so much simpler, because you just design the page according to your conversions rates. In person, you have to basically be the funnel. You have to say the right things and act the right way to increase your conversions rates. But, you get public speaking skills, which is another really good thing to improve for self-improvement. So the funnel system goes like this. The customers will buy a simple bracelet, right? Let me just check, I think I'm dehydrated. I'm getting lightheaded, speaking too much. Now I'm fine. Alright, so... Let me just move that there. And have a drink. Alright, so the funnel system goes like this. People will order a simple bracelet. The OTOs and upsells are designed to sell either a simple necklace or one-of-a-kinds or premiums towards necklace or bracelet, because yes, I do both. So the upsells and OTOs are designed to sell the one-of-a-kinds and the premiums. They're heavily designed. It's like, I think the second OTO is, if you buy a one-of-a-kind or a premium, you get 50% off if you purchase a second one-of-a-kind or a premium when you're there. And considering I'm getting 3 to 5 times per bracelet, like 3 to 5 times what I spent, worst case scenario, I get 1.5 times what I spent, meaning I get half what I spent, profit. So if I spend 100 making the bracelet, I'll get 50. Best case scenario, I get like 200 or something. I still make profit even though I'm giving them 50% off. It just allows me to sell 2 of them and guarantee that I am selling the first one. So they're heavily designed to increase the conversion rates for the OTOs, just because I've never done these premiums or one-of-a-kinds before. The simple ones, really easy to sell, lots of people want them, lots of people like them. And the price range doesn't really matter. So once they go through there, if they didn't already decide to write their, because it'll be an in-person one, so I'll have pad of paper. I'll be like, hey, right here on this pad of paper, write your email down, and at the end of the day, when I head back home, I'll send you a PDF telling you how to make your own simple beaded bracelets, just like I do, because I already have one. I've already made a PDF up. This gives me their email. I add it into like MailChimp or something, and then I have an emailing system. If they haven't already done that, during all of these processes, I will start advertising more about this emailing system, trying to get their email. After they purchase the product, they're all heavily designed, they will get funneled off into the next funnel, which will be through the emailing system, where I will send them recommendations for more products, or I will send them recommendations to courses, which will be about how to make a simple bracelet, how to make a premium bracelet, how to start a beading business, how to make high quality, where to order from, how to pick the right products, etc. So that's the funnels. They're heavily designed just to increase conversion rates for the premiums and one-of-a-kinds. And that's all they're designed for. I like chucking this thing. Alright, so now that I've covered that, there's not really much more to cover. I will cover one more thing, and I do not have much time, so let me get into it quickly. I highly recommend that you check out my tribe of like-minded people who are all on self-improvement. Click the link in the description to get access to that. And also there's a link to my newsletter in the description, which if you sign up for by giving me your email, of course I will, if you give me your email, I'll send you daily messages every single day, unless I forget, of course, but every single day, telling you stuff about my beading business and just self-improvement tips in general. Like, I've already sent 3 out to the members who are in my newsletter, telling them the mathematical formulas, the numbers, the statistics, all of the stuff that a business owner would look at and go, whoa, this is helpful. All of the stuff I'm not including in this video is in there, and every time someone joins, I'm willing to resend it out again. So if I get 4 people join, 5 people join, I will send it back out again. So don't worry, you will definitely see all of the stuff, even if you've already missed it. Now that I've covered that, I will say how to scale online. Very simple. All you need to do, last thing, how to scale online, all you need to do is start off by creating a free website or a free platform that you can start marketing your business. Doesn't have to have funnels. It can be like eBay or Gumtree. Then once you have enough money to pay for ClickFunnels, I highly recommend you just pay for ClickFunnels, set up a page, a website, get a domain name, get all the legal stuff, and actually set up a legitimate business that operates selling courses or funnels. And that's how I would scale this online. I would recommend when you scale online to only sell digital products and not physical products, because it is so much easier. That's everything in this video. That's everything that I've covered. These are the bracelets one last time for a quick show. Quality of the bracelets isn't too good, but that's the beaded bracelets. All that silver would be sterling silver once I get the bracelets in. This was hopefully helpful to someone who's interested in business. Keep up the good work and have a nice day. I don't need to do that, don't I? Anyway, bye.